just had been really tumultuous my whole life. We haven't spoken in a long time. She had an inappropriate relationship with my ex-husband. She testified against me in court to try to have my kids taken away. So I started my healing journey by trying to cut off all the narcissism and the abuse in my life. So I have not had any connection with her. She hasn't reached out one time through the past 3 years of homelessness. I did go to try to see my dad in Illinois, and he saw me and my dog and drove past us and honked. I had gone from grad school to homelessness about 3 years ago, and I went and asked for help, and he just drove past and honked. My mom has not even contacted me or tried to help at all. So we've had that part just kind of gone. I've given up on that and tried to build like a family around me with people online, people that have been there for me and Peter, and that's been the family that we know. But we've had to kind of overcome, being told who to be and what to be our whole life, my whole life. And so when I ended up homeless, I was in graduate school, and I had raised 2 kids alone for over 15 years. I had married an abusive man. And like I said, he had an inappropriate relationship with my mom. They all got together and tried to testify against me, but I kept my kids for 15 years. I put myself through college. I graduated with a 4-year Bachelor of Arts in acting, and I had gotten into the graduate program for mental health counseling, and I was working on a master's in mental health counseling when I was finally diagnosed with autism. Because of being abused for my stems, I had learned to mask so well, which does make me a good actress, but it made it hard to pick up on what was going on with me. And I had gotten so just burnt out trying to mask who I was and trying to fit in the world I didn't understand, that I really created a lot of like mental discord for myself, and I just couldn't handle the pressure. So during grad school, I wouldn't hook up with the roommate I was staying with, and Peter and I was thrown out. And so we started looking for places then, and we never could find a place together. So we ended up off grid in Slab City, California. And we were there for the past 2 years. And in the summers, it was like 129 degrees and no electricity, no running water. But I just wasn't going to give him up. He's been with me almost 12 years now, and he is my family, and he's my service dog. And so we weren't able to find shelter until just now, through some more tumultuous stuff. My TikTok family kind of got together and tried to help me. They were trying to help me get out of homelessness. And unfortunately, I met somebody that kind of took advantage. She invited me and Peter to live with her, but then she used money out of the GoFundMe to buy stuff for herself, like a camera, and got her nails done and stuff out of money that was from our GoFundMe, and then kicked me and Peter out after she had used us to watch her dogs. And she was also my manager at work, so she fired me and she threw me out with like no notice. So we're here in Pennsylvania now, and we were finally able to get accepted into a shelter. We've been trying to get into a shelter for the past 3 years, and did get accepted to a shelter here, but I have to keep Peter with me at all times. And so it's hard. I'm trying to get a job, but I have to find a job that'll allow my service dog with me. And so, now we're homeless again, and we're fighting. I have my acting degree. I want to be able to work, but it's hard when you don't have shelter, to be able to do all the things you need to do. But I get up every day and I try to, look nice and go out and look for jobs anyway. I've been filling out applications, but so far nobody has been willing to take us both on, and I can't leave him at the shelter while we're there. So
what was it like going through the process to get into a shelter? What does that process look like?
Like I said, it's been almost 3 years. We tried everywhere in California, and I had people helping, and they were not receptive at all. I called every social services. I had called like over 112 churches. I called everywhere, and it was almost impossible to get into shelter there. Here in Philadelphia, we were thrown out with no notice. I called the homeless hotline. I went to the police station. I asked them if they had any resources. I did everything. I didn't give up. I wanted to keep going and wanted to keep us safe, but it was like a scary situation. My car wouldn't start. The lady threw us out. She was threatening to call the police, because our car was there. She was going to get it towed with everything we owned. And so I just went with that inner voice and was like, okay, this is my purpose. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I have to live this life and tell this story. So I'm going to get out and make things happen. So we went to the police station. We called every single number on the resource list, and I saw one that said 1984. That's my birthday, and it was like a homeless helpline. And so I called, and they ended up coming and jumping off my battery and helping get in the car safe here. And they helped make the phone calls to get me into this shelter over here that we're staying at. And it's really good to have a roof over my head. But there, like I said, there's a lot of rules, and we kind of got to be gone during the day, and it's tough, you know, with him to like bring him in and out of a shelter, not be able to work, not have any money right now, and I need dog food and things like that. And so I'm just kind of feeling in a circle. But the process of getting in here in Philadelphia was a lot better than it was in California. But the process of getting out, that's what's seeming a little harder for me. Like, I'm not sure where to go now that we're in a shelter, since I can't work since I have him, unless we find somebody that'll take us together. So even though it was kind of easy to get in the shelter, I feel like the process of working my way out is kind of tough at the moment. And I've met a lot of amazing people at the shelter already. A girl from the shelter helped me do my makeup this morning and sat with me in the car and talked confidence into me and let me know that what I'm doing, like wanting to share my story, it's for everybody in the shelter. We all want a better way of life. We all want to be able to, you know, go out and work and be productive members of society. We just need some resources to be able to do that. And that's the main reason I came here today, to talk to you about all this. It's like, I really want to do better for myself, and people will just say, well, get in the shelter or get a job, but they don't